True.
Yeah. All right. And the next thing we're going to talk about, anti-racist education. Like, this thing is what's been trending, and we kind of talked about it with Jacob Blake a little bit. And so well, let me ask you guys first, because I've been starting off the conversation. So what do you guys think about this whole new push? Like, kids are saying we want to see ourselves more in the curriculum. What do you think about this new push to include more Black and brown voices in education?
I think it's a good push, but I think we need to go back to the beginning. Like when you was talking about the history of stuff, we need to talk about the history of stuff, and give them the unadulterated truth about what is, and it shouldn't just be confined to social studies. Because one time I had been surfing, because I'm a word buff. I'm an English teacher too. I like words. And I read an article, and I'm like, when you read the history of some idioms and some words, you like, wait a minute, that's what that really meant? Like, and I was sharing to my mama, like, Mom, you know what that really means? Like, where it really came from? And so now it's like, I got to erase that from my vocabulary, because I really know what it means. And I think things like that are important. We can talk about slavery and things, and that's definitely important. But making sure they understand, do you know where that word comes from? I'm telling you, you shouldn't say that word, not only because it's bad, but let's talk about the deeper meaning. Because I think when you know all that background, it makes you a little bit more cognizant about what you're doing.
But, and even I'm gonna put myself out there, even being Black, I should be able to see the oppression and other things in other words. But I read on a website that they were like, you stop saying too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that is what, I know not to say don't sit Indian style. I know that. I know that the, Braves and all those mascots and things like that are wrong, and I don't normally say it, but I never, I'm sure that has come out of my mouth before, and I didn't realize, how bad that was to say. So even being a person of color, I still commit racist acts. And, we need to understand that, it's not that I'm trying to be racist. It's all around us. Like you said, it's the whole systems. It's the way that we're raised. You know what I mean? So if that's what's in society and that's what we always see, of course, some of it's going to be ingrained in us.
But you're not maliciously trying to hurt anyone. I think that, to me, that's a difference. Like you said, we grew up, about the sitting Indian style and all that stuff. We never thought of that as ever being racist, and someone had to tell us that was being racist,
right? Because
we had no ill intent on trying to hurt anyone's feelings or making them feel some kind of way. Now, my personal opinion, some people are too dang on sensitive on, and maybe this is not the right topic, but some things it's like, okay, no one's trying to hurt you at all, so I need you to
I'm not even gonna go there.
Not on this topic, but I'm just saying some things are too sensitive, and we need to look at no one's trying to hurt you.
But it doesn't matter that whether I'm trying to hurt you or not. What matters is, did you hurt me?
Yeah, right. You acknowledge that I hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings.
Yeah. And I don't know, because you're not giving me a specific example, but what I don't want, because we are talking about race, is for people then to say, because that's what happens. You're being too sensitive. You're the angry Black woman. You're the angry Black man. That. And so I don't want to be okay with saying somebody's being too sensitive. I don't want to be okay with somebody saying that's because that has been what has been said to us for the longest. Oh, racism doesn't exist. You're being too sensitive. Oh, this and this doesn't exist. You're being too sensitive. Why can't you conform? Why can't you act like this? You're being too sensitive. So I don't really like that without specific examples of being too sensitive. I don't want to put that on the racist conversation of somebody being too sensitive about racism.
I mean, just the example you go ahead, Tiffany. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
But I was just saying, I think that's even more important why we have to talk about it. And before talking about it, setting those ground rules, like, listen, we gonna talk about some stuff that's gonna make you uncomfortable. It's gonna make you get a little riled up. My opinion might rub you the wrong way. Your opinion might rub me the wrong way. This how we gonna deal with it when we feel them emotions. You might have to say, time out, I need a pause, and go to the bathroom, get myself back together, because if we don't talk about it, we can't make change. And if we keep piddling around, worried about how everybody gonna feel, the reality is somebody gonna get mad. But understand, I'm not trying to hurt you. In order for us to talk about it, you gotta get hurt. That's just how it's gonna be.
I think you said that pretty well, Tiffany. That's kind of like what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not trying to hurt you, but
if we talk about it and we talk about racism and its reality, I'm gonna get mad. I'm a black woman. I'm dealing with it.
Yeah, that's that white fragility. That's like white fragility. Like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Oh, I can't believe that this is happening to you, or what can I do? Or, it's always the woe is me symptom. So that, that type of sensitivity is different. But that's why I said without an actual example, but trying to say like, oh, you're being too sensitive. Stop saying this slang word, or stop saying this idiom, or stop saying this. That is just like the Confederate flag. It's just a flag. You're being too sensitive. Am I though? That's what I'm talking about. We're not talking about being sensitive, but yes, you have to be able to have those courageous conversations. And
I even think we have to be able to have them. We have to be able to have them amongst each other as black people. Mm-hmm. I mean, the reality is, there's just certain things that we just not gonna agree upon, and that's okay. And I think we have to get comfortable with the fact that it's okay for me not to agree with you, and I ain't gotta walk away mad. And even as adults, we don't have to stop being friends because we don't agree. That's just something we don't agree upon. But how can I grow? Like, if I don't point out that bothers me, or that doesn't work, or can you not say that? How can we grow if we don't tell each other? And if we friends, we ain't even for real friends if we can't be honest with each other. That don't even make sense.
That's so true.
Unless your rights infringe upon my rights and are rooted in my oppression, then I can't be your friend. Because that's a whole nother kind. Why I voted for Trump? Why can't? No. Because you don't understand, and you're not trying to understand where I'm coming from and the oppression that's coming from that area. No, we can't be friends. We can't. That's one thing we can't agree to disagree on. No.
So you're saying if you find out that someone voted for Trump, you won't be their friend? You won't talk to them?
Oh, of course I will. I will talk to you, and we will talk about ways and things like that. But after that, I don't want to talk to you anymore because you're not willing to see. It's not going to take me. It's not going to take me. It's going to take somebody else, more than likely who looks like you, to help you to understand where I'm coming from. Because I feel like Shelly, I'm too sensitive. I get tired of fighting. I'm not gonna fight with every Trump supporter that's on my. I tried. No. It's heartbreaking and tiring.
No, but here's the thing: you'd be surprised that it's a lot of black people who are Trump supporters, but they would never ever admit it, only because of the racism. I mean, the Republican, because he's behind that Republican Party. So you gotta kind of like Trump. We all know how he is. I hate even saying his name. But he still represents the Republican Party, and a lot of the wealthy people still want to go with that because of whatever their own personal reason. But who are we to judge people for how they want to vote?
You can't be my friend.
It's a judgment. I get what she's saying. There is a certain part where I'm like, you know what? We can't continue this conversation no more because I can't turn you. So rather than get myself turned up, I'm good. That's our button.
Stop it. Like, pause, time out. We can't talk anymore. But you cannot just judge someone based off of their opinion. I'm not saying I'm out.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm just saying you can't be my friend no more. We are not friends. I'm not saying I'm not gonna speak to you in the hallway. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna. But don't ask me to come to your birthday party. Don't expect no gift. Don't expect no Christmas gift. Don't expect no Christmas hello. Don't expect no, you know what I mean? No, we're done. Now, if you want to have a conversation again or whatever, okay, fine. But I'm not, all that stuff coming up on your timeline about, why they rioting and, you put the one black person that you listen to trying to speak for all black people. No, I'm not here for it. And again, your racist views hurt me, hurt my 2 sons. Not here for it. No, you hurt my family. The things you support hurt my family. So no, I'm not, we ain't cool. That's just like, would you expect me to be cool with somebody who was talking about you behind your back or constantly talking about you to your face? You want me to be cool with them?
I would hope you would defend me, but if you don't, okay. It would make me look at you side-eye like, okay.
And you can't be my friend. You talking about my friend. You can't be my friend. You can't be my friend. You are hurting me and my family. Just like if somebody called you a B, we ain't. It's the same thing. I don't see why people don't understand that. Things that you do are hurting me, my family, my friends. We can't be friends.
So I think people have to realize there's a difference in talking just to talk and having a conversation with somebody who really wants to know. Because somebody who really wants to know is going to embrace what you're saying. They're going to make attempts to change. Somebody who just want to talk to argue, I ain't got time. If you're not open-minded to really say, you know what, again, that light bulb going off, I didn't realize, I wasn't aware that this really offends you, or, let me really try to see this your way, then I'm like, Shelly, we're not going to talk just to talk. If we're going to talk to have dialogue for growth, change, understanding, I'm good. But if we just going to talk because you just need somebody to hear you, yeah, I'm turning you off.
That's why we have a big separation. We need to keep the separation of church and state. We need to, because a lot of people don't talk about politics. You can't talk because it's such a heated subject, because what you may feel and I may feel are two totally different things. We all have our different reasons for why we vote the way that we vote. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all Democratic all the way. I'm not voting for no Trump, but I'm just saying there's probably a lot of celebrities who our kids look up to, who people who we listen to all the time are secret Republicans, and they don't like the way that Trump do things, but at the same time, he's still a Republican.
They like that
money. It comes all about money. But I'm saying, so if Oprah Winfrey, you found out Oprah Winfrey is voting for Trump because he's a Republican, are you gonna stop dealing everything with her?
Yeah, I don't even have to own network. Get out of here. It's the no network. No.
But I think going back to the general topic, this is the reason why anti-racism conversations have to happen, because eventually our kids will be voting and they have to be able to know, listen, that celebrity may talk all this stuff. I need you to do your own research. So when you go to the polls, you're not voting for that person because your mama said so, or because the celebrity. It may be times that you and your mama might vote for two different people, and that's fine, but you have to know why you're doing what you're doing versus I'm voting for him because Oprah said so. No, you gotta do your research. Know who you going in there. Don't be filling in boxes just to fill in boxes. I don't care if it do say Democrat. Know what that Democrat stands for. Know what that Democrat's gonna do. Because when we put them in office, I got an expectation if I put you in office.
Yes, agreed. Oh, agreed. And it's not even a Republican thing. That's not even my issue. It's just the one. The one, because I understand that you're not going to have the same values and things like that. I completely get that. But again, racism and racist mindsets have been so ingrained in the fabric of this nation and what it was built upon that people can't even recognize that is racist. You know what I mean? Or they have such racist views. If you would Black people, they're in that community. Well, then if you would stop fighting, if you would, start taking care of your kids, if you would stop having kids, if you would take your education seriously, then blah, 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 blah. Those are racist views. And people do not see them as racist views.
But don't we have our own racist views?
I'm not saying that. Did I say white people? Have I ever?
I didn't say white people. I said other race.
Yeah, but I also just admitted that the Indian thing. So yeah, I can definitely everybody has it's ingrained in us. It's all around us. We all have it. The difference is, like you said, it's not that my ill intent. It's not my intent. It's am I trying to change or am I not trying to change? Once I recognize and once you tell me the history of that word, once you tell me the history of that policy, once you tell me you know, X, Y, and Z, and I'm still not listening, or I say, well, what about black on black crime? Well, what about what such and such said? You ain't listening. You're deflecting, and I ain't got time for it.
I agree.
And we don't have
Protect
to
your
agree.
peace.
We don't have to agree, Angel, for you to be my friend.
No, we just have different views about things, and a lot of the stuff we are on the same thing about, but we all see things differently. But I see things through a different pair of glasses than you do.
Mm-hmm, of course, and that is okay, and that part is okay. But you also understand the things that oppress people who look like me, and that is my issue. My issue is not that you vote Republican. My issue is that you support policies, if you support policies that oppress people like me, and you do it without realizing, I mean, even though you realize what is happening, because there's no reason why. Everybody has shown you the book. Everybody has shown you, you know, whatever you want to read, whatever. And I'm not, when you say do your research, you better not be going to I'm not talking about Google.
Right.
And Wikipedia. I'm talking about pick up a book and read it, because I wasn't going to read how to be an anti-racist or Stamp from the beginning. I wasn't going to read Stamp because I'm like, I know about the racist policies and blah, blah, blah. But when he started talking about assimilationist versus anti-racist versus segregationist, I was like, I'm an assimilationist. And I didn't even realize it. And I felt like I didn't even need to read the book because I'm like, I know all this stuff. Shoot, he educated me. So I don't know. There's too many books out there. There's too many, this conversations are being had. And if you are choosing to close yourself off from things, I don't want to talk about it. You look just like they look.
No, I'm just.
You look just like they look. Nod and smile. Okay, Angela. Okay, Angela.
Because I also know you, and I know how you can go from 0 to 1,000. So it's like I'm just gonna do this and let you come back down, so we can move on. Because I know you. It's like, okay, I'm not engaging anymore.
0 to 60.
I'm not playing a devil's advocate no more. It's okay. We just gonna.
I do
bring you back. Come on back. Come back, friend.
That. All right. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. I do need to check. I need to check it a little bit so that I give space for other people to have their say. I do need to give people, but it's such a passion of mine. Always, it's always been like this anti-racist education, this teaching kids about, you know, including people of color in education is not new to me. Like that's just what you do because that's just America, right?
But I think a lot of people don't understand it's not new and it should have been happening. And I don't just mean the talk. I mean the posters we hang in the school buildings, the posters that we as teachers buy. How many times have I tried to find a poster with little black kids in it? And at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what, forget it. I'll draw it and color it and laminate it. So when you come in my classroom, there are posters that look like the professionals, but I drew it, colored, and laminated because I need my kids to see Black sciences and not distorted drawings of African Americans where our noses are different shapes and things. No, this is what you look like. Yeah, I can draw you. You can draw me, and you need. So I mean, the conversation should have been happening, and hopefully, you know, with their talk with the kids saying we want to see more of ourselves. We need to see more of ourselves in our artwork, more of ourselves in our advertising, more of ourselves on T-shirts that don't include RIP. We just need to see more of ourselves, period, so kids can feel good about, yeah, that's me, and I'm good about it.
Have you ever noticed that the GIFs, GIFs, the GIFs are of, anytime you Google happiness, you have to, I scrolled for a long time. I could not find a Black woman. And if it was a Black man, it was because he was doing something goofy. It just wasn't a genuine happiness. Happy couples, married couples, relationships, we're not on there. People of color, not on there.
Thank God for Bitmoji.
Yes. But again, why do I have to be a cartoon?
That's true. That's true.
Don't tell me that there's not enough books and movies and TV shows that you can't get enough gifts to represent me, because you sure can find enough of me doing this, and you can find enough of those.
But you can make them. You can make your own memes and all that stuff. I made several memes. I just don't know how to publish them to the thing, but I made several.
But again, whiteness is the default.
But no, I refuse to believe just that. I think it's just the people who develop them are white. That's all it is. I think that's like I said, I made my own meme. I did like my Bitmoji. Mine came off my phone. It looks like me, but it's all about the developer. The developers are white. Some of the developers are black. It all depends, but that's what they're making. If you want one, learn how to make a damn emoji. Make an emoji, Bitmoji, and GIF or whatever, and make your own. That's
no, because that's like saying to me, no, it should just be that you are inclusive of people. The world is full of different people. You should just be inclusive of people. Again, it is because that is not the way that you've been raised. Like, as a blogger, I see black people, black bloggers posting pictures of nothing but white women. Why? That's the norm. That's what's gonna get the most clicks. That's the pictures that they find. And it shouldn't, yes, I do. Yes, I'm gonna solve a problem. I'm gonna create something, that's not there. I get what you're saying, but it shouldn't just be me. Just like with education, it shouldn't take a black teacher to teach black kids. And it shouldn't take a black teacher to teach kids about racism and about black education. I should be teaching about the Hispanic culture. I should be teaching about the Latinx culture. I should be teaching about Native Americans. It doesn't matter. I should know those things, and that's what I should be teaching. And that is what should be in my classroom, regardless of who's in front of me.
I agree. But at the same time, we have to move on and make things better for the future, the present and the future. We can't change the past.
No, but they still on here. They still developing. I can call it out.
And understand that. We can't change that, but we can change what we can change, and that's all it is trying to get more. So with yours, you get the black woman. You get the black whatever you want to. Hopefully you'll talk to someone else, and they'll do some other black ones. Anything that we do from now on is what we want to change. It's not going to happen instantly.
No.
We just make a change.
Right.
We have to be the first people that make that step to what we want to see.
And
so if I do it, Michelle, my kids will see it, then their friends will see it, and everyone will start seeing more and more black people versus everything white that they've seen in the past.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just on a whole, let's move forward. Let's make a change forward. We can't change the past. We can pray as we go forward. I'm
not trying to change the past. I'm just trying to educate people of the past, because that's the whole point of you learning history, is so that it doesn't repeat itself. So I'm not pointing out the past. I'm pointing out the past as a way to say, hey, here's what we did wrong. Here's what we need to change moving forward. But I need to show you what was wrong in the past so that you know not to repeat it. That's what learning history is supposed to be about.
Yeah, I understand that, but we just got to move. We got to focus more. We can be on the past. I can remember at high school learning about history. It wasn't until I got in college that I actually learned the true meaning of all the history. And I went to a HBCU, everything, and that's when I learned it. It was sad that that's what it took. But moving forward, what do? We become teachers, and we teach them in elementary school about the true history of stuff. Right. We teach our counterparts, our white co-workers, hey, we have to teach this stuff. It's up to us to teach as we move forward to be able to spread it to everyone else.
Mm-hmm. And the other cultures need to teach me. The other races and ethnicities need to teach me.
We have a lot to learn about their stuff too, a lot.
Heck yeah, especially at the school we were at. I learned so much from those kids who, you speak Spanish, but you're not from the same. You're from Guatemala, but you're not from, and you don't, blah, blah, blah. It's not the same. Like, people are not a monolith, and just showing me, like, I thought Hispanic and Latinx were the same thing. I'm sure I still get that wrong. So yeah, definitely we all need to learn and move forward.
I mean, when I went to Taiwan, I learned a whole lot about,
I'm sure,
a lot about their culture, and it was, I mean, it's just beautiful. Like, I want to go back and learn more and more about it.
what was the one thing that stood out to you?
How
If you wanna
humble how humble they are. They are extremely humble, and they treat each other with a lot of respect, and they treat guests with respect. They don't, treat like we're better than you. It was, I mean, it was welcoming. The kids, we went to like at least 7 different schools. It was just like the stuff that they gave us. It wasn't like we'll go out and buy big expensive gifts for our guests and stuff. No, these babies made gifts for us. You know what I'm saying? That stuff you can't get back. Like, I be ready to kill Michelle. Don't touch none of my Taiwan stuff. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
I'm sure that was nice. I wish I could have gone, but I need my summer school money.
Well, was it $2,800 worth? It was worth it.
I'm sure. Oh, I'm definitely sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's the experience of a lifetime. And $2,800 for that,
Pause it. I need to get my thing.
We're done.
Well, I got 10% left on my battery, so okay. I can wait.